Hi, and welcome to Fireside Chat. It's nice to see everybody. This is our first Fireside Chat for October, and it's great to have everybody joining us. It is National Family Week. National Family Week is an important time of the year for the PMFRC, and in previous years, we have stacked that week with different programs and different services and ways of connecting with families. But once again this year, we have had to look at National Family Week in a very different way. So we are coming to you with a Fireside Chat. The theme for National Family Week, it's actually a national campaign, is Connected Families, Connected Communities. And that was really a theme that resonated a lot with the PMFRC. There's a lot of ways, I guess, that you can interpret that theme, but for us, the idea of connecting to the community and connecting with community partners was really important. The PMFRC has a lot of different community partners, a lot of groups that we work with, and they help us to support families in ways that we wouldn't be able to otherwise. They allow us to do things that we wouldn't be able to do on our own and to do more for the families than we would be able to do on our own. So that idea of connection was really important. I have pulled together a number of my colleagues for this one. Sue LeClaire is here. She's the manager of Children's Services. Consuela Prue is here. She is the coordinator of Information Services. Sarah Gunter is the coordinator of Volunteer Services. Darby Briggs, the coordinator of Community Engagement, and Annie Baudouin is our Deployment Services Coordinator. So thank you all for joining us. I guess I'm just going to go around the circle there on the table and talk to you guys about what are the partnerships that you have in your own departments. You have different programs, different services, and different people that you would naturally connect with. And I guess before we start, I just want to say this isn't, I guess, a full range of partners. There are other groups that are unfortunately not represented here that we deal with. But for the folks that are on the call right now, Stu, why don't you start us off and talk about who are the partners in the community that Children's Services works with, and how do they help you to support families?
Thanks, Julie. Yeah, we're really fortunate and lucky. We have amazing community partners. We work really closely with both the Catholic and public school boards. We operate before and after school programs in both boards. And it's really supportive of families to have that one-stop shop, where they can drop their children off in the morning for care, and then they attend school in that same location. And then the families come at the end of the day and pick them up. So it's really a benefit to families to not have to be running all over the community trying to find care before and after school. Where, it's amazing the partnership we have with the teachers and principals of these schools, working together with the families to ensure that we have open communication and really meet the needs of the children in our programs. Another great support to us is Renfrew County Child Care and Early Years Division. So the County of Renfrew has been a big support with our families in regards to fee subsidy and providing integration support. So all of our programs are completely inclusive, and we have all types of supports and referrals through these community partners to support families with their childcare and educational concerns. We also work with the county with our early on satellite play troop. So our families have the opportunity to come to this program and interact. Their children have time to socialize, and the early childhood educators there offer resources and referrals to whatever their needs may be. And we've worked really closely the last 18 months with Renfrew County District Public Health. They have been a tremendous support to our families and our team navigating, working with outbreak management, training staff with PPE, working with families on proper screening protocols and testing. And, we really couldn't have gotten through working in outbreak management through a pandemic without them.
Talking about the pandemic and the fact that we usually give updates on where the agency stands with services, I just want to round back to something that Sue said that I just want to make sure we don't miss out. When you talked about Play Troop, you said that families can come and drop in. Do you want to talk about the fact that families can come and drop in?
Yes, so we're really excited that we have in-person programming now. So Monday and Thursdays are indoor programming. You do have to call the Play Troop office to pre-register. And we follow all the outbreak management protocols from public health screening. And it's a great opportunity that the children and parents are now getting out of their homes and being able to interact and able to learn all of these new kind of procedures that we have to go through together to create a safe environment. We're also offering outdoor programming, which is nice. You know, it's important to get out in nature and get that fresh air. So on Wednesdays and Fridays are outdoor programming. On the north side, we have some programs running out of Home Fire Park. And on Fridays, we run out of the park just off of Laurentian Drive. So we're really excited to be back with our families.
Fish Hatchery Park.
Yes.
So we'll put the email and the telephone number that you can go there to book, and also check the website because there's a number of really good virtual programs that are still happening in children's services. So there's a really good hybrid of things, but I wanted to make sure that we highlighted that. Sarah, volunteer services. You work with our many fabulous volunteers that help us do the work that we do. But you also have a number of community partnerships and you work with them in ways that maybe people don't know about. Do you want to talk about the partners that you have in volunteer services and how you work with them?
Yes, thanks, Julie. So for us, our volunteer program is all about building those connections. That starts from within the PMFRC, and then that does extend out to our local area. So some of the referrals that I did this year were to places such as the Grind, the Petawawa Pantry, the Deep River Hospital. And if you are an organization that does have volunteer opportunities and it was something of interest that you would like me to share, please reach out. My email will be down below. Also, one of our biggest partners, which we're always very gracious and excited for, is CanX. They support the Volunteer Recognition Program, which recognizes and celebrates the important work that our volunteer does in the CAF community.
Another thing that I just want to point out, I guess, while we're sort of making these plays while we can, if someone wants to volunteer, they can also call you, Sarah, and get involved that way. And if you are a student who's new to the community and you are trying to think about how you want to get your volunteer hours, Sarah is a great resource to contact. So you may want to get a hold of her. So thank you, Sarah. We have Darby Briggs joining us, our community engagement coordinator, and she has warned us in advance that her internet's a little touch and go. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed. Darby, do you want to talk about the partners that you work with in community engagement and how they help you to support families?
Sure do, Julie. It's hard to name everyone because we do work really closely with a lot of great community partners. But some of the ones that come to mind are the Community Resource Center out of Killaloe and the United Way of Eastern Ontario. We partner with these two organizations to provide our pre- and postnatal support programs for our new and expecting parents. Amy McKenzie, who's our special needs and inclusion programmer, she works really closely with the Provincial Special Needs Group and organizations like Autism Ontario. They both help connect families with services that they need to support their family members with exceptional needs. Amy also partners with the local school boards to help families with their educational accommodations and get that important piece sorted out. Another community partner would be Megan Sear. She's our second language support programmer. She's always looking for community partners to help support families on their language learning journey. She partners with the local Francophone Association, Algonquin College, and she's also now working with the Petawawa Library on some really fun new French reading programs. For us, these community partners, they really help us enhance the quality of life at this posting for our families, making this military adventure just a little bit better and a little bit nicer. So we really do appreciate them.
Speaking about SNP and some of our partners there, on the week of October 18th is our annual Special Needs and Inclusion Forum. So it's a series of different workshops that are coming up. In next week, we are going to be doing a fireside chat specifically about that forum. But if you are looking for different ways to see the different partners in the community, we are going to be highlighting them individually next week. So you may stay tuned for that. Annie, thank you for joining us. In deployment services, you have a number of community partners, but you also have a very strong partnership with the garrison. Do you want to talk about who deployment service partners with?
Yes, thanks, Julie. For us, the units are our strong partner, and we really, really appreciate the connection we have with them. So we do offer some pre-deployment briefing and reintegration briefing, and sometimes they fall under like a big unit DAG for members. But what we really like to do is the family briefings when we get the chance to connect and help the families get prepared before deployment. And right now we're going to offer some reintegration briefing because, you know, there's little tips and tricks that we like to share for the best way of reintegration and makes everything better. So connection with the units are always a plus for us. And we meet with them quarterly to make sure that information, new things offered by the PMFRC, they are aware of it. and also for us to get information about who's deploying, where they're going, and things like that. So that partnership is very essential and beneficial for both of us. Another thing that I wanted to highlight is that all of the deployment coordinators or department are meeting monthly from all the MFRCs around Canada. So this is very beneficial for anything and everything that we want to share and learn. So we share best practices. Every month we are sharing different type of knowledge. So sometimes people know about like a program in particular and things like that. So we like to learn and do some like professional development between each other. We share ideas, new program ideas, workshop ideas, service ideas. Sometimes when new things like COVID is a big thing, but when new things like that happen, we like to talk to each other and say, hey, what's working on your side and what has been working on my side. And the kind of like silver lining of COVID is that we all pretty much developed virtual programming. So the good thing about that is that when there's a great program or workshop that is offered online, we share with the rest of the MFRC's coordinators, and then they can offer them the same for their family. So you don't have to be in Petawawa now to participate in a Petawawa virtual program, or you can be in Petawawa and participate in a BC program. And the good thing about this is especially for the parents of soldiers. So we know that Petawawa is a big base where people are posted in, but they not necessarily have families around. And then when your big boy or your big girl is now a soldier, and you want to learn a little bit more about what's going on in their area, now by offering virtual programming, even if your family is out in another province or another town in Ontario, they can participate in virtual programming. So we really appreciate that. New things from that came out of COVID. And one other thing we do is that the deployment team here in Petawawa, we really strive to do offering personalized service for each family. So we like to have this one-on-one connection. So we can call, we can do Zoom, we can do emails, whatever works the best for your family. And then that's where we meet you and offer service tailored to your family. So we do offer a lot of referrals. Sometimes the services can come out from our services and programs we have to offer in our department. Sometimes it's offered in the other department of the agency, but often is also offered outside of our agency. So we make sure that we can refer families to the appropriate community partners. So that's pretty much what deployment is doing right now in a nutshell for partnering.
Thank you, Annie. Consuela, information services. Do you want to talk about information services? Really is sort of the hub, and a lot of times when you first call the agency, you're calling that front desk, you're coming to the desk, that is Consuela's team that's there, and they are sort of those frontline folks and often your first contact with the agency. Do you want to talk about the partnerships and relationships that you have within the community and how that benefits our families?
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Julie. So the information services team continuously connect and refers family to community partners such as Service Ontario to have up-to-date information for new families that will need to obtain Ontario's healthcare card, driver's license, or changing your plates. We have a wide variety of resources for families ranging from recreational community partners to where to find the nearest storage location. So the information services team serves to bridge the gap between the family's inquiries and where to find the answers to their questions. If we don't know the answer, we will do the research and find it for you. Our services are available in French and English.
One of the things that I was thinking about when you were talking is the welcome package that your team puts together. And that really is a booklet of all of the partners in the communities and a really good start. So if you're new to the community, or if you've been here a while and you're in a new stage of your life, I think that's a good resource. And Consuela's team really reaches out to these organizations every year, a couple of times a year, make sure that information is up to date. So I think that that's another good reference, and we'll put that in the comments below. Consuela, if you are posted in the last year or two, it might be a little bit harder to transition to a new community. if that community is being affected by COVID restrictions. Can you talk about some of the additional challenges that that families have been seeing over the last little while?
Yes, absolutely. So this year, as we all know, has certainly brought its challenges for families, especially those that were posted in, as families don't typically know where to start, and the many lockdowns made it difficult to identify what services were still available to them. So since we haven't been fully open to the public, we've had to adapt our services to a more hybrid model. So for example, all clear in and out forms are now accessible to be completed online or in person. Families can receive a one-on-one info session via Zoom or in person, or they can even listen to a pre-recorded YouTube Welcome to Petawawa session offered in both English and French. And as Julie mentioned earlier, we have a flip book online or welcome package that's accessible anytime through our CAF Connection website.
I think one of the things that I really like about that one-on-one on Zoom or that presentation on Zoom is you don't have to wait until you're here. Because oftentimes when you're in that posting, you haven't actually moved to your new community yet, but you're doing a lot of research and you're really trying to sort of figure out what am I going to do when I get there. So you can connect with that information services team, even if you're not in Petawawa yet, and maybe they can help you set some of those things to make that transition a little bit smoother. It always is a bit of a challenge. Sue, families who are new here, oftentimes one of the things that they're most concerned about is childcare. And moving to a new community, childcare is a big thing, and childcare during COVID has also presented some additional challenges, especially for those families or those parents who are in essential worker jobs and still have those shifts that they have to go to. Can you talk about the specialized care program and how that came together?
Sure. So we worked really hard with public health and the Ministry of Education to try to support families with their childcare needs with the closure of some of our programs. So right now, our casual care childcare programs are closed. Of course, our priority remains keeping the children, families, and staff safe. And because of cohorting regulations, those programs are closed. But we knew that there was a gap that some of our children and families were falling through. So we've created the specialized care program, and it is similar, but not the same as casual care. There's an intake process, and it's to bridge that gap. So it's not permanent full-time care, but it will support our families when their family care plan fails or their regular child care, is closed for some reason. So our families have appointments. So we do have that, families do have that option. It does operate out of the Southside Community Center where the casual care program was. It's open from 8 to 4. And it's just another opportunity for families to use a different type of childcare to kind of get them to over that bridge to the next level of childcare, whether it be full-time care, private care, whatever they're looking for.
While we were on this call, we talked about so many other groups in the area, so many other resources that are there. And Annie, you were talking about the other MFRCs and different places to connect. So I guess I'll ask you this question, but I'm sure it's pretty much a blanket answer. If you were a family there and you were trying to connect with another MFRC or another partner and you are having trouble making that connection, people are always afraid to call us because they're like, we don't think, maybe you're not the right person to talk to. What would you tell them?
So in the past few years, when we've been working with a lot of different partners, that's something that we kind of developed that strong bond, especially here in Renfrew County. And we realized that all of these partners kind of have the same compassion and the same willingness to help and support families. And we realized that the more we were getting together and talking to each other, the more we knew about all of those other partners, we realized that there's no wrong door to find information or to find support. You just have to knock somewhere, and whatever that is, wherever that is, we'll figure it out. Maybe it is a PMFRC support or program that you need, and we will make sure that even if you call the deployment team and it has nothing to do with deployment, but you saw me on Facebook and you just like, I know that person, I'm going to call. It doesn't matter. We'll make sure that you will do like a handover to the appropriate partners, It could be inside the MFRC, outside the MFRC, another MFRC in the country. It really doesn't matter. There's no wrong door. Please just reach out. That's the only thing that we're going to stress today. Reach out and we'll figure it out. And I know when you're stressed and the anxiety is high, you're just not quite sure where to go. Northside, phone number, basic line, get there, and then we'll figure it out from there. So just reach out. We're here for you guys.
Thank you, Annie. Before we go, I just wanted to sort of mention the fact that, like we said off the top, usually during National Family Week, we have a lot of programs that we're offering. One of the things that we tend to do every year during National Family Week is our open house. And that's an opportunity for families to come to us and sort of walk around and go to the various tables and meet the staff and hear about the programs. We cannot do that this year. But last year we created a series of videos. So each of the departments talking about their services, and you can sort of walk around online, click on the videos that sort of trigger your interest in, or programs that you think would meet your family's needs, and find out a little bit more detail, just doing it from the comfort of your own home. So we are going to add a link to those videos that we did last year for open house. So please feel free to browse through those. I appreciate all of you for joining me today. I appreciate the folks here on the call. Thank you so much for sharing your programs and sharing the work that you're doing. Next week's Fireside Chat, we are going to talk about the Special Needs Inclusion Forum. So come back for that. And in the meantime, have a wonderful day. Bye.